This morning I'm with Florence from Caithness Food Friends. As part of National Volunteers Week, I'd like to ask Florence a few questions about her experience as a volunteer. Morning Florence, can you tell me what first of all attracted you to volunteering?
Yes, I actually had seen something ages ago about the Casserole Club, which I think is a project run down south whereby people make a casserole and share it with an elderly person. And I thought that would be a great thing up here, and I emailed the Casserole Club, but they said they didn't offer it in this area. And then a few months later, one of my friends got in touch and said that she'd seen the Caithness Food Friends advertised. And so basically I just applied, and I just thought it would be a nice thing to do.
That sounds good. And is this your first experience of volunteering?
I do other things in the past, but this is one of my first things that I've volunteered in.
Okay, thank you. So what do you feel you get from volunteering? What do you feel are the main benefits for you?
It's a difficult one because in terms of benefits for me, I haven't really thought about that in detail. I enjoy going to see the elderly person that I take a meal to, and I enjoy cooking. But it's just, I suppose, nice just to be part of something in the community, and that's really it.
Yes, and we hear a lot nowadays of social isolation. It sounds as if this project would be a real help to conquer that. Not only are you taking a meal, but if I understand right, you're actually spending some time with the older person.
Yes, that's right. You go round with a meal, and you stay for an hour or so, however long really feels right, and you basically chat to them. And it is, I think the overarching principle of it is the social isolation. I mean, it's not about the actual meal as such.
And how many people do you see per week or per month? Is it the same client that you
Yes, there's just one person that I go to once a week, and it's the same person each time.
So that's good. You must build up quite a rapport with that person then.
Yes, and it gets easier each week you go. At the start, you're sort of maybe struggling for conversation, but the next time you go, it gets a bit easier and a bit easier until you build up a relationship with them, where it becomes quite comfortable to go and speak to them and eat with them.
That sounds really good. And in terms of the organisation itself, do you know, are there many people on the books? Are there many people that get visited?
I don't know, actually. I know there are several other volunteers who I've heard of go and see some elderly people, and I understand it takes place throughout the whole county. It's not just in Wick. But I understand either the GPs or the carers or social work can refer people to this service. So I imagine there's quite a demand for it.
That sounds really good, and it's good to know that there is a referral pathway there. For anyone that wanted to do the same as you have done and volunteer for this, what would be the best way to do that?
I think probably the best way is just to get in touch with CVG, Victoria at CVG down in Telford Street. That's just what I did, and basically just had a few meetings with her, and then we had a training morning which took place in my house, which was absolutely fine. And then it's just the usual administrative stuff, references, disclosures, and once that's all through, you just sort of start. Victoria is very supportive, very helpful.
And that's really good to hear, because I take it that you don't feel isolated on your own. You do feel that you're supported there if you need some guidance or assistance.
Yes, I mean, I haven't been doing it that long, but it's been very helpful having Victoria, just even with simple things like, for example, if something crops up or you're away and you can't make your specific date or whatever, then she will arrange with the person that you're going to for another date, or just advise her that you can't manage, which is very helpful because it's one less thing that you have to sort of think about doing.
So that sounds excellent. It sounds as if it's not putting too much of a commitment on you, and you really have control over your own volunteering.
Yes, no, it's brilliant, and generally the people are quite flexible. If you, for example, can't do your set night, you can offer to do another evening that week as long as you let them know. Or obviously, if you're away, you're just away and you miss that week. As long as you let people know, it's very, very flexible. And in terms of the actual preparation, I mean, if you're making a meal anyway, there's always leftovers, so there's always plenty to take round to somebody. And yeah.
Sure. And if you had a message at all for anyone considering volunteering, what would that be?
It would be to definitely give it a go, because you do get so much out of it. You have to put a bit of time in, but once you start getting to know somebody, you start building up that relationship with them, and some of these people are very interesting. You learn a lot from them, and also it's just nice. It's just a nice thing to do.
That's excellent. Thank you very much for your time. And there you go, folks. It really isn't scary to become a volunteer. And as you can hear from our interview today, it's a very positive experience, not just for the volunteer, but for the people who are being helped there. So thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.